A family moves out as a peace deal is brokered between elders in Logan.
This is 7 News with Sharon Gadella and Patrick Conrad.
You like with no, you ain't got much. I'm ill.
Matrix.
Invincible, untouchable.
Matrix.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible.
Show niggas how the shit go. Bad boy.
Matrix.
We be the infamous DJ murderers, you heard of us.
We can't stop now. No, we didn't do it better.
Best believe it's going down. The invincible, untouchable.
Please welcome from New Zealand.
Tell me, what is your name? Matrix. Matrix. The Matrix, the Matrix, the Matrix, the Matrix. It is all, it is all, it is all, it is all, it is all.
Ladies and
down to this.
In your white t-shirt, then you make your body roll. When you drop and do the splits, you make that talk, baby. Tell me what's in there.
You put on quite a show, really had me going, but now it's time to go. Curtains finally closing, that was quite a show, very entertaining, but it's over now. Go on and take a bow. Grab your clothes and get gone. You better hurry up before the spring is
The invincible, untouchable,
What you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that?
the invincible, untouchable mixtape.
What you know about that? 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 Hey, don't you know I got good out of three when I church out and church that? Look at that, I said, but I only know the word that. What you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that? I know all about that. On the cold, on the low, where the trees at? Fresh out the chick to the chicks where the trees at? What you know about that? What you know about that? What you know about that?
This is 7 News with Sharon Gadella and Patrick Conrad.
A family moves out as a peace deal is brokered between elders in Logan.
What's happened there, Michael?
Well, Amelia, after a few days of racial tension and street clashes here in Douglas Street, this morning the Briggs family, one of the two families involved in the initial dispute that sparked all this tension, moved out of the area. Now, they've moved to public housing on the Gold Coast. They say that they'd put their request in to move out of the area quite a while ago, but they just brought it forward after all this tension. And this follows a peace deal between the Briggs family and the Poulava family, a Tongan family who were involved in this initial dispute. And that was brokered last night by police here in the region and led to the Briggs moving out of the area today. They say they're doing it with a mix of happiness and sadness. Sadness that they're leaving behind some of their friends and family, but happiness that they're going for a fresh start. Here's how the decision was received by the family and some of the other members of this community.
On behalf of the Pacific Islands, Tongan and Fijian, whoever involved, we just want apologies to the Indigenous for whatever happened. We need to work as one.
It's so unfortunate it had to be done this way for it to happen.
Michael, this has been going on for some time. Can we expect things to get back to normal now?
Yeah, well, if you look around Douglas Street right now, it's certainly a lot different to even yesterday. This peace deal that was brokered last night has certainly eased a lot of the tension that's flown out of this initial dispute. There's only a couple of police cars around the area now. Officers are doing random patrols, but there's certainly nothing like the cordon we saw here yesterday or even on Monday when those extremely ugly scenes of clashes, of people using fence palings and sticks to try and fight each other that we saw here on Monday night. Their injuries were only prevented by police inserting themselves in between the two groups, Indigenous and Tongan, to try and stop the violence. Now, both community leaders and police know that this dispute is over for the moment, but tensions still remain in the community. They're talking to community leaders, they're sitting down with each other, and there's a two-day summit organised for next month to try and come up with some long-term solutions and ease this tension between Indigenous residents and islanders here in Logan.
All right, Michael Best, thank you so much for that. We'll go to Canberra now, and the Prime Minister has flagged a new national approach to deal with escalating violence in suburbs across Australia.
Here's what she had to say about those incidents.
People who make their lives in these suburbs, in these parts of our great nation, deserve to be able to get about their business, to raise their families in an environment that is safe and secure and peaceful.
On behalf of the Pacific Islands, Tongan and Fijian, whoever involved, we just want apologies to the Indigenous for whatever happened. We need to work as one.
It's so unfortunate it had to be done this
at the
way.
centre of days of violence, calling a truce. Jessie Grayson reports it's come at a cost, with one family deciding to move out of the area.
Where an urban battle raged since Saturday night, violence was replaced by removal trucks and finally a sense of calm.
This is over. We want to live peace. They want to live in peace. You know, as I said, we need to come together.
Peace for the Briggs family means leaving Woodridge for the Gold Coast.
We want to start a new life, me and my wife and my family.
Not the outcome the Pacific Islander community say they wanted.
It wasn't meant to be ending like this, but it's their choice.
Last night, halfway between the Briggs and Palau family homes, put to rest issues that sparked days of violent scenes. Cool heads prevailing, with police mediating.
There was a commitment from them when we had them here in the car park last night. There was a commitment from all parties to resolve this, which was good to see.
After 4 days of fear and violence here, peace was finally brokered in a meeting in less than an hour. Police say how long that peace lasts is now up to the community itself. Many of these people were once friends.
We just want apologies to the Indigenous for whatever happened, but we need to work as one.
Jonathan Thurston, who lost an uncle there 4 years ago, happy to let others do the talking.
I haven't really been reading the news, so it's unfair, for me to comment on it.
They say the battle is now over, but clearly the memory remains, especially with the youth.
There is racial tensions in this community. I'm not going to deny that.
It just takes a little thing to spark it up again, but hopefully everything's all good now,
Police will maintain regular patrols of the area. Jesse Grayson, 10 News.
One of the families at the centre of a 4-day siege in Woodridge is tonight moving into their new house on the Gold Coast. A peace deal was brokered between elders last night. Their warring young men and women say the violence is over.
The Briggs family lived in Woodridge for 6 years. This morning they packed up their lives, but not their pride.
I'm not running away from the problems, but we want to start a new life, me and my wife and my family.
They'd asked the Department of Public Housing to move them months ago.
I don't think anybody likes Woodridge.
After 4 days of trouble, revenge and violence, the family's transfer was fast-tracked.
No one is suggesting that we would just allow this thing to go on.
30,000 families are waiting for public housing in Queensland.
I'm not sure offhand, but it's at minimal cost.
I don't have any figures.
The family leaves behind friends, but no enemies. 2 days ago, they wanted to knock each other out. Last night, there was more trouble, not from the families, but supporters. More police from the Public Safety Response Team were called in. There were 3 arrests and streets were locked down. Police stood side by side to keep troublemakers out. Inside the cordon, senior officers met with the families involved.
They agreed to disagree on some things, but agreed to work together for the better of the community and better themselves.
This is over. We want to live peace. They want to live in peace.
So do the young men and women who brought shame to their families. Will hold a traditional barbecue in the next few weeks. They say they'll bond over food, football and the future. For the Briggs and their 4 children, that's on the Gold Coast.
I want to go out on a good note, to leave the blessing here.
A summit to address long-term issues will be held next month.